Greetings.
Hello there, hello there. Does anybody have a specific topic they would like to discuss? Something they're going to be engaging in the near future? Presenting, following up, handling objections, planning vacations. Never mind. Oh, that's something different. Okay, I'll kick it off because I always have something to say. If I don't, I'll just make it up. Just joking. Hey, welcome, Manny. Great to see you yesterday.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, hello. Hey, Michael Snowgrove, is every month No Shave November for you, my friend?
I haven't seen my chin as long as I can possibly remember.
Okay, well let's try this. Let's try this. So, are you willing to put that hairy chinny chin chin on the line?
Oh, I don't know about that. A naked face on me? That's
Okay.
like unbranding myself.
Okay. Well,
Why? What are we
you should talk
talking
to
here?
we should talk to your coach about a production contest regarding shaving beards. Maybe you and Tally and Mantiel can get in on this deal, and the person on the lowest man on the totem pole has got to shave their beard based upon their accountabilities.
I'll take that bet.
Jeez.
I don't think so. I earned this. I earned this.
You'll take that into consideration.
Yeah. Happy Veterans Day.
My stump's straight. It used to be down to here.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody. We're
Yeah.
all
Yes,
we all,
everybody.
yes,
I
we
salute
know
you guys.
people. We are affected by those that have served, and I'm just so proud to live in the United States and enjoy the freedom for those that have served. So
Amen.
special shout out and thank you. One last call for alcohol. If somebody has something they want to discuss and of course, that they want to talk about, because I have something prepared if someone doesn't have a topic they want to discuss. Okay.
Maybe quickly. I'm doing an open house this weekend, and the listing agent has provided me with a pre-inspection report. Should I be willing to volunteer that or hold that back? I mean, it's nothing really significant, but it's just a lot of junk. Suggested safety this, suggested safety that. The door in the garage might need fixed. The roof in the garage might need some issues. I really feel like that'll bring up a lot more questions than closing the deal. So what's the common thought process on offering pre-inspection reports?
I would say that you would use it as a negotiation. Like you would take it, you would make sure, or you try to get an offer in, and then you would present it at your offer. Just let them know like you have it. It is available. However, to be able to get it, you need to put an offer in and then submit it that way. Am I right, Todd, or am I wrong? I don't know. That's what I would do.
There's plenty of different approaches. There's not one way or a wrong way. Um, if you're interested in writing an offer, then I can provide you with the home inspection. If you're not interested in writing an offer, there's no reason to share the home inspection. This home has a full and completed home inspection. Well, what's on it? A various number of things, and the seller and the listing broker has instructed, and as a buyer's broker, I will be able to provide you with that home inspection prior to writing an offer. If you're interested, we can set up some time and we can discuss and we can construct an offer based upon the information that is in this home inspection. However, if this house isn't going to work for you, then why review the home inspection?
I love it. I love it.
that would be my dialogue. Yeah, we have a home inspection. Can I see it? Well, of course you can see it. Um, it's available for those that are interested in writing offers. We first have to determine whether or not you want to buy the house. That's how I would do it.
Motivation.
I had another quick subject if we got a second.
Yeah, you bet.
It's kind of a recurring theme I hear from the coaching calls. Time management and how to be more disciplined in allocating time blocks. And I thought
Get out of my head. Seriously, Jim, get out of my head.
Was that the subject?
Let me read something to you from Fanatical Prospecting, page 52. At the bottom, it's called Hortzman Colliery. Parkinson's law states that work tends to expand to fill the time allotted for it. Hortzman's Colliery is the converse. It describes, turn the page, it describes how work contracts to fit into the allotted time. I simply changed the paradigm the reps were working under. Instead of giving them an entire day to make their prospecting calls, I gave them 30 minutes. I repeat this exercise with salespeople within organizations across the globe, and the results are always the same. Salespeople and leaders are absolutely stunned at how much they can get done when they, 1, block their time, 2, focus on a single activity, 3, set an outcome goal for that activity. Block time, set a single activity, set a goal for that activity.
Sounds like y'all was on the same page as me.
You know that, Todd. And if you're having difficulty, well, I just don't know if I have the time in my day to do things, to get things done. Okay. Well, maybe, perhaps, Todd, you're going to be familiar with this, is you take yourself through a week. Oh, Celine, you're familiar with this. Oh, Jose, you're familiar with this. Oh, Mantiel, you're familiar with this as well. Doug, you should be familiar with this. This chart here, where does my time go? Let me take off this crazy camera here. Okay.
Was that the sheet you have on the Orca Facebook page?
Where does my time go? Every hour, I stop what I'm doing and write down what I did. Okay, Doug, you're doing it. Good. Todd, you got it. Okay. Every hour, you stop and you write down what you did in that previous hour. Good, Doug. Good, Todd. Celine, you've been through this program. Jose, you've been through the program. If you think that you don't have enough time in your day to get shit done, I call it GSD, get shit done, then evaluate what you do for a week. And you'll see how much time you waste in areas that are non-producing, non-income producing hours. Because we all have the same amount of time. And why do some people earn more per hour than others? Well, they're more productive and useful and resourceful with their time because they block time, they focus on a single activity, and they set a goal for that activity. It's hard. It's easy to put down. It's easy to talk about. It's a whole other thing to practice, you know. This chart here, I do this once a quarter or whenever I feel I'm getting slimy. Okay. It helps me put myself back on track. And as a result, almost 100% of the time, I find that I can be a lot more productive, and it helps me align with this section out of this book here. Another thing for time management is I set daily goals. I set daily goals. Okay. Put the date, the day of the week, and the things that I want to accomplish. From the previous day, this was yesterday. This was the day before. So I generally have this ready to go the night before. If there are some things on this, the goals that I didn't accomplish, then I'm going to forward those to the next day. And by combining my daily goals, my blocked time, a single focus for a period of time, you're going to experience what others have experienced, and this isn't new to anybody here. You'll be more effective. You'll get more done. And you'll be more successful in the areas that you want to be successful in, such as finance, relationships, spiritual, physical, and emotional, the 5 equities of life. And so wherever you find your areas of importance, you can look at somebody's schedule. If you were to hand me your schedule, whatever it is, I can tell you what's important to you. You can tell yourself what's important to you by reviewing your schedule. If emotional health was important to you, you'd have something that you do every morning or some periods of time during the day for meditation or reading. If physical fitness was a high priority for you, you'd see it in your schedule at some point in time. If prospecting, lead generation, appointments, client care was important, you'd see it set aside in your schedule every day, or things that would lead towards that. So show me your schedule, and I'll tell you what's important to you. This is turning into a little bit of a coaching call, but that's my 2 bits on efficiency and effectiveness. Your effectiveness is how well you do it. Efficiency is how well you are at what it is you're doing. So there's 2 things, efficiency and effectiveness. When you can increase your efficiency and increase your effectiveness, you're going to earn more.
I have a question outside of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe this is just me thinking, but do you think farming through the mail right now, through the holiday seasons, is a good idea just because of the fact that, people look for like Christmas cards and look for like gift cards and stuff like that, just to be able to kind of take advantage of it for the prep for the New Year's?
Great question. The generic response, Todd, for everyone else that's listening, is mailboxes are very full this time of year. And I would never say it's a bad thing for branding. However, I think all I can say is what I would do. If I had an established farm area that I had been working for a while, I would certainly maintain it. And consistency and maintenance to that effort will drive results. If I'm just now starting out in a farm, it'll be hard for me to be picked out and noticed amongst the other items that I'm personally getting in my mailbox. So if you're starting a geographic farm, I don't. It's up to you and how much time and energy you want to invest into it. I would probably start in January, get everything ready to go. Uh, in mailing, if I'm going to mail something, I'm going to mail to the people that I already know, like, and love, or that know, like, and love me. So it'll be a higher chances of it being looked at. And then there will be those that are higher on the list that will get a handwritten note. Uh, Generally, in November and December is when I go through and handwrite notes to the hundred and some people that are in my past client database. You know, as a this is a this is a great time of the year, in the month of gratitude. Everyone's thinking of Thanksgiving naturally, and really great chance to say, hey, nothing more but thank you for your business a while ago, and just want to say thanks. I'm not going to ask for referrals
Appreciate
at
it.
that point. Yeah. What are some other things that you are doing in order to increase your effectiveness and your efficiencies with your business? I just gave you, a bunch of my stuff that works for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else. You know what? The daily goal sheet, a daily tracker, my morning routines. Um, that works for me. And doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else. I just found something that works for me. How about somebody else?
I use the Google Calendar,
Hmm.
and uh, it's super effective. I also have my clients attached to it. So if I have an appointment with a client to show a house, I'll make a calendar appointment and invite them to it, and it will have the address on it as well. And then I also use Tasks, which is an
Hmm.
app from Google,
Hmm.
and those are that can be shared with people, and it can be designated for myself or not. Like last night, it's almost like a reminder for me. I was putting a bunch of stuff in there to remind myself. And then Folio with my email. I've used that for years. And
Hmm.
there's a free version, and then there's one you can pay for, which I think is like 19 a month. And that captures your transactions, any address. It will put anybody. It will ask you like if um, another broker emails you on the address, or a lender, or a title and escrow. It will ask you, do you want to put this in their file? And
Hmm.
then I say yes, and then I create a file, and then I have a timeline. And I put everything in there from earnest money due, inspection due, appraisal around this time, remind client to change address. It really does run the
Hmm.
transaction. It's really, really nice.
Awesome. Awesome. I've heard about that. That's great. Good
Yeah,
time management.
there's a free version, and then it sends you the reminders on your calendar
Hmm.
and in your email.
Hmm. Who has who here does things automatically without even having to think about it? Routines.
Yeah,
That would be everybody.
yeah,
That would be everybody. Um, and what I'm talking about is, think about how you brush your teeth just for a second. We all have our method of brushing our teeth, and for me, I do it the same way. My electric toothbrush is on the left side of my sink. I grab it with my left hand. I take it off the charger. I set it by the sink, by the right side of the sink. The toothpaste is almost in the exact same spot on the top drawer in the left side of the drawer. I open it up. I grab the toothpaste. I grab the toothbrush with my left hand, turn it horizontally right at my belly button height, take the toothpaste like this. Then I set the toothpaste down. Then I turn on the water. Then I put it in the water. Then I put it in my mouth and I turn it on. The exact same way all the time. These routines are help us become efficient. So I don't have to think. This is what I do next. to begin to change a routine to become more effective, it's uncomfortable. If someone to say, Todd, would you like to become more effective in brushing your teeth? I'd say, yeah. They go, show me what you do. This is what I do. Well, if you did this and you did that, you could become more effective by doing this and that's the other. At first, it would feel awkward and it wouldn't feel natural until the routine became a habit and I no longer have to think about it. I'm going to become more efficient. So if you're thinking about taking on a new task in order to become more effective and more efficient, it's going to mean disrupting a routine that you're already doing. Except for the desire for growth needs to be stronger than the desire to hold on to that old routine. Oh God, I'm about ready to get on my soapbox. I can feel it. But I think you know what I'm talking about. The desire for becoming more effective, the desire to become more efficient. We have to first self analyze and take a look at what it is that we're doing in regards to our routines in our calendar, our routines and how we do everything in life, because routines are good. It's not a bad thing. When you want to grow, you have to challenge some of these routines to establish a more effective, efficient way of doing things. And there will be some combat that will take place between your head and the new routine, because this is a new way of doing things. And until about 30 days to 40 days into it, which is experts say what creates a habit, and a habit is nothing more than an unthought routine practiced over and over again before you don't have to think about it anymore. Um, like working on a schedule as an entrepreneur, like putting something in your calendar and holding yourself accountable to it, accomplishing daily tasks, maybe organizing your tasks in the order from 1 to 10, 10 being the most important, 1 being the least important. So you work on the top, you work from 10 down to 1, things like that for effectiveness and efficiencies. So I have gone, and think about this for a second. OMG, capital OMG, highlighted, underlined, italicized, font 42. Okay. Um, the GOAT of golfing at the time, Tiger Woods. Who in the heck at the height of their career changes their freaking golf swing and goes to the gym and starts lifting weights?
What you got to do when you hurt yourself?
He changed his golf swing. That took, and because he desired to be more effective and more efficient, and he said, if I could change my golf swing at the height of his, when at the almost at the height of his career, who in the heck does that? So with that amount, just think about that for a second. And what all goes into a golf swing. I'm not a golfer, but I've heard stories and I've seen how important it is for that swing and the practice and that muscle memory that goes into it. So you don't have to think about it anymore. You just think, focus, and the body does its thing. Same process can also be played out in your real estate careers, in your physical careers, in your relationship careers, in your emotional careers, in your spiritual careers. You show me your routines and I'll show you the results.
I also have, and now you're mentioning, I never thought about this, but I have a different routine. Like, look at the year as a whole. You've got your seasons, you've got your high market time, you've got your low market time. And I've got routines like when things started to come down a little bit in the fall, I'm like, that's when I go back into marketing, advertising, nurturing clients, things like that that I have time for. Looking at that type of admin type of stuff. And then when spring starts coming around, I start getting myself a little ramped up and ready to be super busy, and start getting prepared for that. And then
Yeah.
work, my schedule is definitely driven for that. And my friends and family even know, I'm kind of, more busy this time of year than that time of year.
Yeah. It was weird to take a look at your routines seasonally as
Mhm.
well. You would notice specific and behaviors may change a little differently. In the springtime, I feel the need for track and field. Every springtime, it's just weird. Something clicks in me and says, I need to start running. Um, and so that will emerge generally during that season. Uh, so I hope this has been helpful. Just, let's really keep it focused on your effectiveness and your efficiency. Your effectiveness is how well you perform the task. Your efficiency is how long it takes you to complete it. Are you efficient? You can be really efficient, but not real effective. You can be real effective, but not really efficient. So here's an example. In a 1 hour or in a 2 hour block of time, one person can make 70 phone contacts. And let's just say in 1 hour. In 1 hour, one person can make 70 phone contacts. That's really efficient. And only set one appointment. That's not so effective. In the same time block, calling relatively the same people, you can have another salesperson make 14 contacts and set 3 appointments. That's not really efficient, but very effective. So the challenge with the first person who made 70 contacts and made 1 appointment, that person's very efficient, but not real effective. That's a skill thing. The other person who made 3 appointments and 14 contacts in the same hour is really effective, but they're not efficient. They're bullshitting too much on these calls. So that's an efficiency issue. When you take a look at your effectiveness and efficiencies, look at these sales development calls, you can see how they're based on those two aspects, building efficiencies and building effectiveness. Today's call was basically more about efficiencies and how it'll affect and how the result will how the effect will show up in your effectiveness because of the sales training that we've been doing in the dialogues and the motivation. So when somebody said, what do you do for time management? That was a discussion about efficiency. The other dialogues around handling objections and what to do at open houses, which Doug mentioned earlier, that was about effectiveness.
I need some training on those phone calls.
We can all use help. So is there something that was discussed today in the last 3 or 4 minutes that put a spotlight on something in your business that you can work on as a result of today's sales development call?
Well, yeah, I think it's the same for Warner too. But for me personally, it's that time management. I spent all those years going to a certain set time of amount of a job. I got to the point to where I was so skilled at painting, I could do 3 offices a day, and that's how I knew I could structure my day.
Ooh.
And but now with the freedom, I don't even know when I get time off anymore. All you guys have learned this management of life, and I've talked to Jim about this management of life to where you can go, I can take a weekend, I can go on vacation. oh, honey, we can go to dinner, and it not being interrupted by calls or things that you think you have to do. And you guys have worked out a way to live life outside of this career. You know, it's not just a job. This is a career where your life is this. And you eat, sleep, and breathe this, you know. And so in learning to balance that, I've been working with Jim with this a lot, and to hear you guys talk about it today really big for me personally, but I appreciate hearing what you guys have to say and your input on it.
Thanks for the feedback, Mike. It's something that you'll never have the full answer for.
That's true. I think you have to set up a strategy and a concept because it's not just doing it. You have to set it up because you have, as you Todd said, you have a lot of other things in life to do. So you have to sit down, think about it, and create a concept and a strategy for this. That's what I missed so far, and I will start it now.
The last component, you know, there are several ingredients that go into making a cookie.
Mhm.
You definitely would not love to be able to take each ingredient is necessary to make that cookie. However, you're not going to get excited about eating a teaspoon of baking soda, which is necessary for the cookie, but you wouldn't eat that ingredient by itself.
Mhm.
No one gets excited about it, but try leaving that ingredient out of the cookie and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The baking soda, you guys, here's the list, and if you're, is the discipline. The
I
baking
love
soda,
that.
the
I love
baking
that.
soda is the freaking discipline. So you see these amazing people doing these amazing things, and you look at it as the cookie. And there's a whole bunch of different ingredients that go in there. Some of the ingredients are much sweeter. You can eat on their own, like the chocolate morsels. Yummy. Okay, I can eat that. The other parts, the sugar, yum, I can eat that. But when you say, here, have this single ingredient on its own, the baking soda, here, have a teaspoon of that. You're like, I don't want that. That's the discipline.
Yes. And it's the biggest hurdle.
So when you mix the discipline in with the other ingredients, you know, the baking soda, you wouldn't eat that on its own. You know, we can eat efficiencies, we can eat about these other things, but what brings it all together, which is a necessary ingredient to bake this cookie of success, is the baking soda. When you mix all of this stuff together, whoo-wee, you have a really good chance of having a cookie that other people want to get a bite of. So let's be tasty today.
Yeah. Yes. Let's go.
Okay, everybody. I'll talk to you all later.
Thank
Let's
you.
go make cookies.